Yo, what up guys? Old School Dan here, back again with another video. We're building the Silver Physique Phase 2 Part 2, or quote unquote Day 2, muscle building slash hypertrophy phase. With that being said, let's dive right into it. So this is Phase 2 hypertrophy, and these are some extra notes. If you guys didn't already know, this is a full body program done 3 times per week with every other day rest in between. That is how the Silver Era guys did it. It was better for the lifestyle, and it's way better for recovery. You can do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Yes, you can do these workouts back to back, but I do not recommend it because that sort of defeats the purpose is that you're only training 3 days a week. And if you can get every other day of rest in between, that's ideal for recovery and strength and performance. But if you must do them back to back, then that is totally fine too. But I highly recommend you do that rest in between. All right. So one of the things that you should be tracking every week the weights you're doing in the gym. Like even have like a booklet. Come into your first day, have your booklet ready. Write down, okay, I did incline barbell with 95 pounds. Next week, you can go up by 2.5 pounds in each side, which is 5 pounds total, or you can do 5 pounds in each side, which is 10 pounds total. Either one works. Sometimes, if you pick a weight that's super, super heavy, you can go in increments of 2.5, and that's fine. For example, Arnold press. Sometimes, if I'm doing a phase like this, I don't go up a full 5. I go up like just 2.5. I'll go 40 pounds to 42 to 45 to 47 on week 4. And that's fine too. But in the strength phase, and you're going to be doing those 5 pound increment jumps, which is 45, 50, 55, 60, and that's okay too. Um, but yes, you should be writing every single down, tracking. That is the most efficient way. You know, lots of bodybuilders of the old school track their weights. Steve Reeves tracked all his workouts. So I highly recommend that you do it. Anyways, with that being said, let's move on to the next section. Guys, do not ever skip the warm up. Weight plated crunch is first. 3 sets of 8 reps. You're usually going to do 5 pound increments of increasing weight with these. And the way I prefer to do them is that, for example, people think that you can do them on the floor, but I think you'll get better leverage if you have your feet underneath something to hold your legs down. That way you can push more weight, you can progressively overload a lot better. Um, the way I would teach them is that if you go to a treadmill, stick your feet underneath the treadmill, bring your body closer to the center, closer to the center, closer to your legs. From there, round your spine, tuck in that tailbone, come straight up, keep your arms between your ears, squeeze those abs, exhale, come down nice and slow, unravel the spine. I'll probably work on trying to get some demonstrations for you guys because my schedule's very limited. It's challenging to film content because my first priority isn't my YouTube channel. My main priority is my personal training business because I'm trying to grow that and help more people in that sense. But I'll work on getting something for you guys as soon as I can. But don't ever skip your primers. Warm up the glutes, quads, hamstrings, abductors, hips, everything just like that. And you should be ready for your workout. All right, let's move on to the actual workout routine then. All right, phase 2, day 2 is a Wednesday workout or Thursday. You got barbell deadlifts, 3 sets of 10 reps. Now, again, you can do warm-up set if you need it. If you don't feel like you need it, you feel like you're already warmed up, then you're good to go and go into working sets. All right, so with barbell deadlifts, you got to brace that core, keep the lats nice and tight, tuck in those elbows. As you're coming up, lifting the weight off the ground, drive your knees out. That allows you to use a little more of your abductors, your side glutes to assist with the movement because the barbell deadlift is a full body movement. It works every single muscle in your body. So if you can get more muscles that make sense to work as a unit to move the weight, it's going to be easier to progressively overload. All right. So think about pushing the world away from you as you're lifting the weight off the ground because you should be using your legs, not trying to muscle it with your upper body. Number 2, flat bench press. Elbows at 45, get a nice perfect arc, squeeze the glutes. You want to be coming down to your lower chest, thumb to nipple line. That is how you get the greatest range of motion, the best range of motion for your body. It's going to give you the biggest stretch. It's going to give you the biggest flex. And as you're pressing away, don't just press vertically. Press away from you to your nose. Away from you to your nose. That's how you're going to be able to get a bigger squeeze in your pecs. All right. Seated cable row. This one's a challenging one for me to explain over like audio because there's just so many mechanics of it that make it difficult. And the way people do it is most people do it is that they use their arms too much. And by doing it that way, you're going to reinforce a negative posture. But the way I teach it, you actually get better posture from doing it because that's exactly what back training does. Is that it fixes that like if you have a rounded back and your posture sucks, lots of cable rowing, lots of lat pull downs, train the brown boys, train the Rodels, will all assist with that. All right. So you're gonna roll your shoulders up, back, and down, having neutral spine. You're gonna push your shoulders up, forward, pushing forward as much as you can to protract that scapula. And as you're coming back in, you're gonna bring it right back into your belly button. But you want to focus on bringing your nipples or chest to the sky as you come back in. So you should be making a really nice perfect arc as you're bringing it back towards your belly button. And that is how you fully protract and retract your scapula. All right. Any questions? DM me on Instagram. If you're curious about online coaching with me, I do offer online coaching for a solid price. Weekly calls, teach you how to track macros, how to count calories, how to get protein, lots of resources. I will basically hold your hand every single step of the way. Questions about that, shoot me DM on Instagram, or I will drop my email in the description. Phase 2, day 2 continued. So Arnold press. Now the way most people do it is that they have their back lined up with a bench. And preferably you want to do this on a half bench where it's like, you have your head resting off the bench. Don't just take an incline bench and then lie it at 90 degrees, because now your neck's in the way and it's going to be hard for you to get full extension. So if you get one of those half benches, or like, I don't know if they're called moon benches. I think it's more like a half bench, where it's like you usually do like your seated barbell press and things like that on there. I would get one of those. Get a slight arc in your back. This is going to keep your shoulders back down a little bit more to protect them. And from there, you're going to rotate outward and press at the same time. You're not just rotating out and then pressing. It's all one movement. This is the way Arnold teaches it. You're rotating and pressing at the same time, okay? Rotate and press. And then as you're coming down, you're keeping the elbow underneath the wrists, just like that. All right? Hopefully that makes sense. Again, questions, comments in the comment section below, or DM me on Instagram. Barbell curl. This is a unique way I started teaching it. Is a slight hinge forward with your upper body. So it's supposed to quote unquote emulate a preacher curl by using your armpits, or quote unquote also your lats, as a way to fix your elbows, so that way you don't move too much, because the key to building bigger biceps is to keep your elbows still. So if you get a slight lean forward from your upper body, you'll actually also decrease the amount of momentum that can be used and decrease the amount of stimulation in your front delt, because the way most people do curls nowadays is that you roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and then you're curling. But from there, the front delt gets a lot of work, so you want to take that out of the equation. So slightly in the upper body, slight hinge, tuck in the elbows, tighten the lats, and then keep the elbows still and just start curling. So you kind of want to do a little bit of a scooping motion and come back in to squeeze the biceps. It works really, really well. Again, you got questions? Even if you want to show me, like, take a video of yourself and DM me on Instagram and be like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm like, oh, it looks good. You gotta do this and that. Fix here and there. That's fine. I don't mind doing that. All right. Again, questions about online coaching, email will be in the description. Barbell skull crusher. Nice arc in the back, tucking the elbows, bring the bar to the hairline, and then reach full extension. You need to fully lock it out. What's good about weight training that's not just about for aesthetics is that you're building mobility, you're building stability, you're building good flexibility as well. So not only are you putting your body in flexible positions, but you're also actually challenging that stability a little bit more by doing a full range of motion and holding the lockout, or holding the top part of the movement, right? For example, you do like an Arnold press, right? You hold it at the top, challenges your shoulder stability, and when you have good flexibility and good shoulder stability, that will lead to good shoulder mobility. So in that case, you have a less chance of getting your shoulders injured if something happens. You know what I mean? So it's not, weightlifting doesn't just serve like to look good. It's supposed to be improve performance as a human being. All right. That's why I love the silver bodybuilders so much, that they didn't care just about looking good. They wanted to feel good, perform good, live better, be stronger. Rather than nowadays, the bodybuilders are dropping like flies, which is really, really sad. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Part 3 will be coming out soon. It'll be phase 2, day 3. And after that, I'll probably let this marinate onto you guys for a while. Let you guys catch up on views. Share this video with someone who needs to see this if they want to start a new program. Highly recommend doing this program, because people pay me thousands of dollars or hundreds and thousands of dollars for me to make this for them for custom. I'm giving it to you guys for free. All right. So any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below right now. Give this video a like. And yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else for you guys, but the next phase we'll be doing is a muscular endurance slash quote unquote bodybuilding phase. We'll be throwing some more novelty into the routine to make it a little more fun and kind of give you guys a little bit less of what you're expecting and more of what I think will work better for you in the long run. Okay, but when we get there is when we get there. But this time, like I said, I'm gonna let this marinate in. Probably take a little bit of break from making the YouTube videos. If I have time, I'll make them. But with that being said, I'm Old School Dan. I'm gone. Peace.